Once you do it a couple times, you get pretty good.
Yeah, or you're like us and you just get worse.
It happens. It takes time. Yeah, the last time I was on a podcast was July 21st of 2019.
2019.
So they were early on it. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not early, but before everyone had a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were doing it before COVID, you definitely beat the boom,
Yeah, so it was like,
I think.
we did it with, so back in the day, I was like really into motorcycles at one time, me and my buddy Jordan Hall, and we started it, and we did it with this firm called Moto Law, and he ran an insurance company. So he had this office downstairs, and he converted it into a whole podcast room. This table was like, it was like one of them board meeting tables.
Oh, yeah.
And then in the corner, he had a huge like refrigerator, and it was full of like, he had liquor, beer, like anything you wanted.
Yeah.
The guy was super cool. And how we met this guy is like crazy. Jordan got in a really bad wreck on his bike. And I was actually like, it was during like wintertime in Utah. And I was driving down from the mountains coming down, and I had my buddy Colin and Corbin with me. And I saw him fly by, and he has Bluetooth, all that on his helmet. Like we both had it. And I called him, like, where are you going? He goes, oh, I'm just hanging out. Da, 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 da. And then I heard, oh shit. And then I just heard him get hit.
Oh, fuck.
And then I turned around, and we came back, and his bike was maybe 15, 20 feet from his body.
No.
And I kept talking to him through through my phone, and I could hear him just like, oh,
Yeah.
Dude, he broke both his legs, broke his arm.
Shit.
They got him up, took him there, and the first thing he said, is my bike okay? No,
Yeah.
done, man. He had
See, that's I'll never get a bike, man. I can't do it. It's
Dude,
too
I want a
dangerous,
bike.
man.
I want a
Too
bike.
many
Dude.
stories like that, and my luck is bad, so I don't think I get that chance.
I don't know, man.
I know that's thinking like negative and kind of dark, but like I just don't think I'm walking away.
I don't know, man. Like I can feel you on that, but after like 8 years, like I just sold my bike last year because like I had
He's trying
that
to
vibe.
get me to get one.
No,
I'll get another one. I'm
Dude,
so down,
I
man.
want one really bad.
But
my thing is I don't think that I would be a, hey, let's take these out on the interstate type of guy. I think I would probably drive mine designated to the parkway.
you know what's crazy? Like statistically, this is 2017, 2018. You were safer on highways and interstates than you were on normal roads.
My thing is not really about getting into a wreck, though. It's just that I know if I'm on a bike and I see blue lights, I'm not stopping.
it's also a thing too. But I have seen.
I just like, I see the videos of people running and people getting away. I see the videos of people not getting away.
It is so easy. It's so easy.
See,
On a
think
bike. I
I
feel
see-
like it's just tempting.
Depending on what CC you have. Like, I don't know. I had a 919 Hornet. So that's like a man, sorry, I'm having a brain fart. It's not like a straight bullet bike. It's like a touring series.
Yeah.
So it's like open fairing. And like I made it look really good. I hydro dipped it in like this gold carbon fiber.
Okay.
I loved that bike. But dude, we were on the freeway. My buddy Casey Trulio, we used to go to the stunt lot, and I was terrible at wheelies at first, but like we were on the freeway at like 2 a.m. on I-215 doing wheelies, and this cop, UHP Highway Patrol, I mean, so close. I was doing a wheelie. I mean, I almost hit his guard when I dropped it down, and I looked at Casey, and his eyes are like that huge, and he's like, nope, I'm not stopping. I watched him click 3 down, and I said, okay, let's go, and went all the way until we couldn't see the cop anymore.
Allegedly.
And then, like, yeah, this is Mexico.
Yeah.
And then we
Utah, same thing.
yeah,
basically,
right.
Yeah.
And I got off an exit. He got off an exit, and he's like, "You good on the mic?" And I'm like, "Yep." He goes, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow." Like it was nothing, just another day, dude. And like that was like probably my 3rd time, and that was crazy. I think the absolute like craziest moment I ever had was in my GT500. I ran from the cops. State Street.
We got stories, baby.
Oh man, State Street. It's 30
Allegedly. Also.
State Street in Utah. Like you can go if you're lost. You get on State Street and it'll take you from, I mean, A to B, the whole city. Like it's the main road. If you get lost, that's where you go. and it's a grid system. So we were going towards downtown, and like there's like a little hill, and there's Murray High School, and then couple blocks down is I think it was the Murray Police Department. So
allegedly,
allegedly, all this is allegedly. Everybody listen, this is allegedly. These are stories. These are stories. This is all stories. Anyways, so this guy, we used to meet up at Sunset Coffee, and everyone used to meet up there, and then you'd cruise state, and then you'd go to Mexico, and everybody would race. But we would this guy, he was like, hey, I got my 0304 Terminator. I did these mods. Like, can I race your GT500? I'm like, yeah, dude, let's go. So our dumbasses get on State Street and we start racing. I think I had my buddy, man, what was his name? Anyways, there was a few people behind us like watching, right? And we passed this 7-Eleven at like 95, 100 miles an hour. And I guess there were 3 cops there. My buddy called. He's like, dude, you better like get out of here.
Get the fuck out.
Because they ran to their cars and they're coming for you. And as soon as he says that, we're coming over that hill and you can see the police department down there. Dude, they're coming out blocking the road.
Oh, man.
So he went left towards the freeway. I went right up into the mountains through Holiday all the way back to my parents' house. Put the cover on, and as soon as I put the cover on, my friends showed up. I got in their car, and there was a cop behind them.
Oh my god!
We drove away, dude. The most adrenaline-filled, thing ever. But
I don't think I've ever told my story on the podcast.
Your case is over.
I've heard a little bit from you.
My case is over, but I used to hang out with a group of people in Asheville, and I was 20. I just turned 21.
Yeah.
And it was, they were into cars, a lot of rich kids.
The ending of this story is so great.
It's
told me a little, so I don't know if this is like the same one.
You got to tell the whole thing, though.
I will. I'm starting. So, like, my friends are into M cars. We got friends with GT3s, GTRs, all that stuff. Well, I had my F30, and it was tuned up, full bolt-on. It was quicker than a cop car. Well, I was just acting like an asshole at this time in my life. I was going through some shit, and I was really acting out, just with it. And I was with a new group of people, and they were, wealthy kids. I'm not. So I was always trying to act like someone I'm not, and I had this BMW, which I'm thankful for because it's the reason why I am.
You worked your ass off to get it, man.
Exactly. So these kids had the kind of cars we have.
Yeah.
Whenever we were 19, 20, 21, like they were
what you
rich
wish
kids
to have at that age.
Yeah, exactly. So they had those kind of cars, but I'd gotten to be really good friends with one of them, and he was reckless and wild, and he was my friend though, and I liked him. Well, he called me one night and was like, "Hey, I'm at this club. I'm too drunk to drive." He was already on a suspended license for that reason.
Oh man.
And it was come pick me up. And you go to pick him up, and he's acting wild already. And then he has this guy with him who's got all his cash on him, and I don't know the guy. And, like, I already feel weird about it. Like, I don't know what this guy does. How does he have this much money at this age?
How much?
Dude, I mean, at least 10 grand in cash.
Just in cash?
Yeah, dude. I mean, they were acting a fool in the club or whatever, and which is funny because there's not really a club for that type of shit in Asheville. But
in Asheville this happened. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, like, I'm there. I'm picking them up. I was hanging around there a lot.
Yeah.
And so I go pick him up. We're all acting wild, and I'm not excusing myself at all. I was definitely wild at this time. Like I said, I was going through a lot of shit, a lot of stuff, and I was acting out. But I had a brand new BMW, and I mean, honestly, even though it wasn't an M car at 21, whatever, it's like it was cool to me. So I pick him up. I'm leaving. Dude, I'm talking for months. Like, we would even, like, I would pull up in intersections in downtown Asheville in front of cops and fucking ring donuts and run. Like, I was doing stupid
Everybody's had their moments, man.
Dude, I was doing stupid shit. So they probably knew who I was at this point. They probably knew who we were. Like, we would scream at them, like, dude, just belligerent stuff. But we're leaving the club. I'm taking them to go get food or whatever. And, bro, I pass a cop. I'm probably going 15 over. I wasn't drinking at all, but I don't know why. For a split second, I just got this fear. Like, I don't know who this guy is in the back of my car, what he's got with him.
We got to run.
Dude. And the thing is that the cop hesitated. Like, I went past him a good ways, and then I saw the lights come on. And it was an SUV. And in my mind, I'm going to just hammer it, go up here, take a quick right, whatever it is. So I hammer it, bro. And I'm going, trying to, and he's out of sight. But I guess he had just, like, oh, he's running and radioed someone. They just happened to be in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah.
There's one sitting on an on-ramp with his lights on already, just waiting to get behind me, dude. So I keep it hammered, dude. I at some point, I'm going like 145, probably. I remember one of my tickets was 145 and a 45. And I ran red lights, dude. I mean, ran through. I did everything. Like, I really eluded. Like, it got to the point where I'm going 145 on a 4-lane road, and there's cops on the side of the road with their lights on already and spike strips and everything. And I'm just going through all this shit. And I finally get rid of them, dude. Like, I mean, you could look back and you could see their lights in the sky, probably like a mile behind. Like, I really outran those motherfuckers. I remember there was a point where I looked over. They were freaked out, the people in my car, by the way. Like, they were all cool and shit, but whenever it was time to do shit, they was scared as hell. Oh, so I look back, I see blue lights and shit, and I look over at my buddy, and he's like, you smoked those motherfuckers, dude. And I kept going. It got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to make a right here and get on the fucking interstate and, like, get out of here and, like, go back towards home. But I was going so fast that I would hit my brakes and wouldn't even feel the car even try to stop. I was flying, dude. And I was having thoughts in my mind like, dude, they were chasing me. They were driving just as crazy as I was to get to me. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, dude, one of these cops is going to wreck and die or something, and I'm going to go to jail for the rest of my life. So, like, I finally get it slowed down enough to where I can, like, turn off on a side road, and I drive way up, and I just turn my shit off. Dude, I'm not kidding. Like, 10 minutes later, all these fucking cops. I don't know how they found me.
Probably cell phone.
Something.
It's the radios, man. You can't outrun the radios.
You can't. I got caught.
Actually, didn't one of our state patrol buddies
he knew
come out and say it was like a Snapchat location?
I think that's what I heard.
I think he told me that.
Yeah, I that's what I heard, is that a person that we actually know locally, that's a state trooper,
knew you.
Oh, knew me and knew who I hung out with. I mean, I'm still friends with him to this day to some extent, but found my Snapchat location and they pulled up on me.
I that's what made up the Snapchat logo. I don't know, man. But
no,
I heard that.
That's what I heard.
Social media.
That's what I heard. It was Snapchat location. But anyway.
So before we started, it actually was like boost load, and I was like, that's got to be his Instagram. I looked it up. I couldn't find it.
It's
boost load and performance, but I didn't know if that was.
Man, I can't remember how to pronounce it right now.
We'll get back on that later.
Anyways, go ahead.
We'll get back on
that
later.
But they pull in, bro. I get out of the car. I put my hands on my head and get on my knees. I know I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked.
They come right up on you.
Oh, yeah, dude. And I'm talking, they beat the shit out of me, dude. Like, I mean, I guess I deserved it. But
yeah, 100% you did, but...
I gave up, but, like, I wasn't resisting or nothing, but they still had their way with me. Pause. But, I mean, they really beat me.
What happened to your friends when this is? Were they just...
Well, my best friend at the time, he actually got out and ran.
What?
Yeah, he got out and ran on foot, like, before they even got there. He was like, fuck this. He was freaked out.
Did he get away?
He got away, dude. Like, he got out, but there was that one guy in my back seat, so they knew something was up. And then whenever the guy that we know pulled up, he knew I hung out with this guy, and he's, like, trying to force me to call him and shit. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like,
yeah.
So they sent dogs after him.
They get him?
Oh, yeah, they got him. They got him. He made it a long ways. He went through creeks all the time. He was wearing a Ralph Lauren suit. He came into the sheriff's department, sitting there. He's just like, fucking, you could tell he was pissed, dude. His shit was like ripped up.
Damn.
He jumped over barbed wire fences, went through a river and everything, dude.
I don't know, man. That could have been like a grace in your eyes, because like, what if he like?
I will say, I mean,
had
it changed. It changed my whole life.
I will say it saved him from going down a bad path.
It did.
Sure.
It did. It changed my whole life in a lot of ways. It made me realize that life is short, and it's time. And like I said, I was going through some shit. I was having trouble with myself, like based on like decisions I had made in the past. You know, I quit playing D1 baseball, like came home. There's nothing here for me. There's nobody. Like my family was not okay with me at that time. And it was just really fucking hard. And I was just really acting out.
Then he fought the case for like 2 years. And then when they finally took his license, I remember we was just chilling.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it was a big case. I remember the judge was like reading through my shit and was like, "This is the most asinine thing I've ever fucking read. Like, this is like, what is wrong with you? You know?" And it was really tough. Like, it really set me back. But it really saved my life because
what did they?
That's why whenever we're on the interstate,
in disguise, man.
That's why whenever we're on the interstate,
we're doing
pulls and stuff, dude, I get so scared. And I love riding with him places because he has the most advanced like radar systems in his car.
Allegedly.
Like he does. He'll turn his flasher, bro. The other day, bro, he turned his flashers on, and I was like, what is he doing? It slows down, and I swear to God, a mile up the road, there's cops sitting off, dude. I'm telling you, his is even like a fucking jammer.
Yeah, it's got laser constant jammer and then all the KX, KA, all of it.
Allegedly.
That came out of a GT3.
Heck
yeah. Yep.
And it had to go back into certified pre-owned, and Porsche doesn't allow those to stay in there. So you have to take it out. They're going to throw it away. That's a $3,000 kit. I'm like,
Hell no.
So I hardwired that into my E30.
Hell yeah. Allegedly.
But for, to shorten it
educational
up.
purposes, actually.
It's
that's what it was for.
Hey, man, allegedly, it's legal. It is legal.
Okay, well then.
South Carolina, you can't.
We were doing pulls
you
last
can't
night.
jam. North Carolina, it's legal. So you look up the states because like you have to get K40s, you have to be a certified dealer and you have to install them there. Like Ryan can install them in Porsches and stuff. Mm-hmm. So
hell yeah, I didn't know that. That's a whole.
Yeah, no, you can't just go on the like you can look it up, but then it says find a dealer and you have to pick a car, like the length of the wires, everything. Like I had to adjust mine, everything. Mm-hmm. The only thing I don't have on mine is the rear. I have to put the rear.
That's what's crazy about the car shit to me, bro, because it's like I don't know shit about it. You know, like I can check my oil and put gas in the motherfucker.
That's
dude, that's it. But it's so intricate and it's a science and you can get lost in it and love it, and it's like nerd out about it. The same way I watch wrestling, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a big wrestler.
Yeah. No, dude, everybody has their thing.
You can nerd out in the same way about that. You know, it's
hands
like
down.
That's what's cool about it.
I never realized I was never a car guy until I got my BMW. And then like from then on it was I want an M3.
All right.
I've learned. It kind of blows my mind when we go out to places like we were last night, and I can look around and know exactly what the fuck everything is.
You know what? Like, I get crazy about now. It's like, okay, I love my F80, and your F80 is sick, and it's just like, last night we're looking at all these, like we're looking for those BMWs, right? Mm-hmm. I love them, but I'm telling you, do you see how I'm walking around to the Hondas and stuff?
Oh
like,
yeah,
dude. The old stuff, like.
But you look at stuff in a different way. You look at stuff from a builder standpoint.
Yes.
See,
I don't.
You're who I need to talk to about cars because I don't really give a fuck how they perform. I just want to look cool.
If I have a point, like my Volvo, dude, point A to point B.
That shit looks sweet as fuck.
Love that car.
By the way,
I used to take that up the mountain every weekend, dude. I had to put a new trans in it. The odometer stopped like 6 years ago at 237. If my math is right, I've clocked like 432 on that.
Hell yeah.
Like, I love that car, man. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and then I had a huge top thing for snowboards and skis on the top every weekend all the way up the mountain, dude, on an incline. That thing was a tank.
Heck yeah, dude.
I had to put a new trans in it.
My favorite car ever is like a Lancer, like a Evo.
Oh
like
man,
just the boxy style.
Now
bro.
we're talking.
Like,
that's
love my
Evos.
shit, but I don't know anything about them.
The thing is,
it's just the way it looks. Like, that's all it is for me.
You can get an Evo, but they're the same. They're more than F80s. Some of them.
A really nice one. Like F80s and F82s especially have gotten to the point where they are no longer the new car. Mm-hmm. You got this newer car.
Everybody's trading in for G80s and stuff,
close
right?
to $100,000, $85,000 to $100,000, and then you have the generation before the F80, which is the E9X, that is now like sought after. So you're seeing them more expensive than the F8X, and the F8X, like, don't get me wrong, the E9X has a naturally aspirated V8. It sounds insane. It's a great looking car. I mean, there's arguments about how it handles and things. I mean, it was hydraulic steering compared to now the electronic.
Yeah.
And people are wanting those cars because it's a real driver's car, but they're still slow as shit.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's a great driver's car, and people are looking for them like crazy now. I've looked at them. You can find some beat up ones for like 20s and 30s, but I'm talking like a clean one with even high miles is going in the 40s.
Oh yeah,
They're insane right now. So we're seeing a point in the F8X that is like it's at its worst it's ever going to be. In 10 years, whenever people decide what they loved about those cars, the looks, how tunable they are, the capabilities, how fast they are, they'll be back up in the 50s and 60s for one with 60,000 miles, 70. Like it'll be the same way.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you're gonna get one, now is the time to get one.
Oh, they're at their lowest.
They're at their lowest they're ever
That's
gonna
why,
be.
dude. I was sitting at I had dinner with Jared Dietz, and I told him right there, I'm like, I want a newer car. Like it's been 6 years since I've had a GT5, my GT500, which was my last. Like I've had two new cars, not counting the F80, in my whole life. Like that Volvo was the first car with working AC. I lived in Arizona, bro, with no AC.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you how that was. R255, that's the refrigerant I had.
For
Two
the
windows
people who
down.
don't know, Broc is actually a Porsche tech. So he works on cars.
Porsche and Volvo, mostly Volvo.
Well,
He knows his shit. He builds his own stuff for one thing, like the E30 that's got 600 and whatever horsepower.
650, 30 pounds of boost on race gas.
An E30 is a BMW that started. It's actually the one that started everything for the 3 Series, and it is from late 80s to
90. Man, I should know this, and I
I
can't
know,
believe
me
I
too,
don't, man.
me too. But it's the boxy one with the circular headlights that everyone loves. It was the first generation they introduced the M3, which is the reason why we have the shit that we have now. And it's just legendary. So he has an E30, and he's built it himself. And it's fucking fast. Like, he's out here racing my F80 and shit. Like,
see, that's sweet. I just got to, I don't know. I want to get into I want the car thing, but, like, I don't know, man. I don't know what I want. Like, I'm a very, like, visual kind of guy. Like,
some style is all that matters. Others do it for
dude, that's me with the F80.
Others build. Searching for perfection or the thrill of the chase. Dude, honestly, that's my motto with it.
It's all like looks and culture and aesthetic for me.
Yeah.
Like,
so I see
the M3 means something, and to me, the F80 is the best looking M3.
See, this is what's crazy, man. And I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. This is the problem right now I'm having right now. I'm at the point right now. I've had that car for 3 months?
Yeah, it's not bad.
And I'm like, I like it, but I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sell, keep. I'm like, here. I'm like, because I have a 2JZ block I want to build. I have my truck to finish, and I'm just like, man, what am I going to do? But I'm 30 years old this year, and I'm like, dude, like, I deserve something nice. I want something nice, but I don't know, man.
How nice was it driving around last night? And
it was super nice. AC, everything, but I don't know, man. I look at, like, the cost on things with that, and then I look at like what you could do with an older engine like an M20 or 2JZ. Like,
yeah,
the problem is now with inflation, like, you could get my M20, okay, forged crank, rods, and pistons were $900, custom forged pistons sent to my doorstep, ready to go. Connecting rods, $900. Crankshaft was $1,800. That was the expensive one. But that's your whole bottom end.
yeah.
Do you know what that would be for an S55?
Well, I looked at you last night and I said, hey,
how much is it to build it?
I said, I don't know where I'm going with my car.
Yeah.
I'm to the point where I've done everything to it really before like actually building it. Like, I've done everything that you need to do. It looks great. It's gotten me a ton of attention on the internet.
Yeah.
It's grown a lot of shit for me. But I'm to the point where it's either A, sell it and get a G80 or a G82, something new to start fresh with and keep growing my shit. Or it's, I got to go crazy with this one. So I'm like talking about like, hey, let's
go
big
crazy,
single it.
Man.
And I'm like, how much would it cost to like, just kind of build the block? Like, if I wanted to I know you can do a big turbo.
Yeah.
You're probably going to blow your engine at some point. But I want to do it right. How much is it going to be to build a block? In my mind, I'm thinking $8 grand, and he's like, if that,
I think you're in it more, man.
Probably like 15.
Because I just told you how much it was. This is back in 2014 or 15. These prices I'm telling you on an M20, okay? They are all doubled, everything. And now I bought everything from Ireland Engineering, which was a performance website you could buy. They were out of California. They did 2002s, E30s, E36s. They had some stuff for E46s. I think I have a bunch of more stuff now. But like everything is doubled, and they got bought out by some company. And if you look at any of the forums or anything on like Facebook, now everyone's like, yo, their parts are garbage. Like Cademan, he had his E30. We got his car up, I think, to 350 horsepower on a stock block,
which
man.
is great for an E30.
And we posted that, and it went like, people were like, no way. And he beat that car every single day, like beat that car, beat the piss out of it, and it still took it. And he bought he bought a fuel pressure regulator, okay? The exact same model as mine, just like, okay, I bought mine in 2016. He bought his 2023, right? So his literally, like, we were losing fuel, and we're like, where is the fuel going? Like, you're going lean. Like, we have a problem on the computer. Pop the hood. The whole thing is like, it ate the seals, and it's dripping everywhere. Like, the quality of parts is just like everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's with every industry too. It's not just cars.
Oh, they're going.
It's like with everything.
Dude, cars.
Well, all these companies, they're selling you shit. They're getting it wholesale. They're putting their name on it and selling it retail. It's all the same shit.
I don't know how true this is, but like me and Cademan, he was telling me this because like we were dicking around because we were looking at my 2J one night, and he's like, dude, I found forged connecting rods for your 2J on Alibaba.
That's Cademan,
and I'm like,
I found you an exhaust on Alibaba, dude.
Okay, but
the bad thing is that's probably like,
no, it's the same shit that you're buying from the big company.
Dude, is it though? Okay, so like you don't know. I mean, like, yes and
some
no.
of it,
I like believe in quality, like with things with certain companies, right? And I'll pay more for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I did that with my M20, and I'll do it again if I had to. But the thing is like when I look at an exhaust, Cademan is showing me that like example that I think it was like the one we were looking at Parker that was on Parker's car.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm like, he shows me the picture of it and then shows me this one on Alibaba. And literally the only difference you see is like they took their little logo that they weld on there, that little reinforced plate.
Yeah.
And it's like they just welded it on.
That's
and
all
I'm
they
like, man,
my
like,
charge
where
cooler
is this
on my
coming
F80,
from?
dude, it's from fucking Amazon. And it's the same thing that you would get from VRSF, CTS, any of those.
Okay. And this is the thing too, like,
and we're gonna have to get to a break soon, but I'll let you finish that thought.
okay, so like even like the splitters and stuff, right, on my F80, dude, I have a tendency to rip those off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I bought real carbon? No.
I buy real carbon, but I buy the replica brands.
Yeah,
it's way cheaper than, like, my car's got all fucking all Vorsteiner and
yeah,
like,
good brands.
It's fake. Like, I mean, it's real carbon fiber, but it's not an actual. I'm not paying $1,000 for a front lip. I break them every 2 months.
Okay, and that's what I was talking about. Like Ryan last night, like he was saying that, like he's gonna get that real one, and it's sweet, great quality, excellent. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I got that first slip on my car. I text you not even 24 hours after it was on.
Yeah.
This guy had like rubble and rocks in his truck, cut me off. Rock hit it, destroyed it.
Yeah.
damn.
Not even 24 hours. Wasn't even on.
Yeah.
That shit sucks. All right, so Broc, before we get back into any car shit, man, I want to know. You gotta tell me a little bit about Broc, man. How'd you get into all this?
Dude.
And where are you from? I just from Utah. You said you lived in Arizona. Tell me the story, man. Break it down for me.
Okay, so started out in Utah, high school, all that. Got into Skills USA, which was like an automotive program.
Okay.
Got a scholarship through that. We won competitions versing other high schools, and then
building what, like competition,
this car has a check engine light for this problem. Figure it out. You got this amount of time.
Oh, okay.
So you compete with other people figuring out what's going on, and then we won that through junior and senior year, and that got me a scholarship to NASCAR Technical Institute.
Okay, hell yeah.
So I got an advanced diploma, graduated early, and then at 17, 18 years old, took off, left to North Carolina. Everything
so
I knew.
Where's the NASCAR institution?
Mooresville, North
so
Carolina.
it was over here. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it was
actually
over
almost
here.
went there.
Yeah, it used to be.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I was like, damn, there's one of those in Utah. But I was like, because
Yeah.
NASCAR is really big.
North Carolina.
Yeah, Race City, USA is
Yeah.
Mooresville.
I wanted to learn how to work on BMWs. I was going to go
Yeah.
there. And
the step program or whatever.
Same thing that
for him.
Cademan went to, I think.
Yeah, he went too. Yeah.
What start? Was you always a car kid? Was you always into like racing or?
So I'm like the 5th generation mechanic in my family. Like my family's been into printing presses, automotive. I mean, mostly printing presses, but my dad's a mechanic for a living too. But I don't know, man, like it just in the blood one. And then I had this neighbor, his name was Sean Lake, and he had a 73 F-250 Ford pickup truck. It was called a Ford Highboy. And that's
like
what's
that.
in my garage. Trevor's seen it. It's all torn apart right now, but he pushed the like performance side for me. And like after that, man, like the rest is like really literally history. Like I just kept going and going, and then I bought a truck like his. I told my dad, I'm like, I want something like that. And then that just continued, and you know, I went to NASCAR Tech and I loved it here. Like it just had a feel here.
So how was the NASCAR thing, man? Was you like working on like race cars, or was it more just like book work, or was it like?
It was both, like more lab than book work, but like honestly, in that time, I hear things now, and I won't like talk dirt or anything, but like it's a different experience from when I went than like presently what it is now. But like it was awesome, man. Like I knew a lot going in, but not like when I came out.
So I listened to Mark Martin and Dale Jr. Like
their
Dale
podcast.
Yeah. And Mark Martin's talking about how like back in the day, like these dudes would build their car.
Yeah.
Like the drivers were there in there build, and just figuring stuff out, like
ways to cheat too.
Yeah, putting more weight on one side or you know, like
the craziest thing I would see is, well, I didn't see that, I heard of, like they would put a cardboard, they had restrictor plates on the carburetors back in the day, right? So they could only flow so much air into the intake system, right? They would put a cardboard sheet that made it look like, yeah, this is how much it's, you know, flowing. Yeah. It's under spec for the regulations of NASCAR. They'd start the car, that cardboard would get sucked in, engine would eat it up, and then they would have more air.
Yep. I heard that.
Airflow. Yeah. They use cables too to push the car down through the rails of the roll cages in there to push it down, so it would be more downforce on them too.
Mark Martin was talking about like he would run like a different size tire on like a right side at a certain track.
Yeah, because the angle of the track.
And it was like, man, I didn't know it was like that scientific.
But
I guess it is.
Like,
they're putting so cars through wind tunnels and stuff. I mean, like they're figuring out.
And then the draft, like figuring that out, and like,
they used a lot of Volvo's wind tunnels back in the day too, because Volvo had a lot of access to that back in the day. Mm-hmm. They like Volvo does extreme amounts of testing on their cars. Now I don't know, but like back in that time they did. But yeah, man, it was now. Like I need to get Will on this podcast, but like he runs a podcast called The Racing Table, and like it's all these guys, like especially during COVID, they're talking about like what's changing, what's going on. Like they don't even do like pit crew now, like that it's one single, right?
Yep.
Like not gonna lie, I loved it when it was this. Like I did some of that in NASCAR Tech. They had like a pit crew class you could do, and it was awesome. My friend Stephanie, she did ARCA for a while, and that was awesome too. This
is a funny story. My homie, I think it was Harley. I'm almost positive it was Harley. Like his mom or dad's work had like a company day, and they had like there was food and like a ball pit and like a little festival type thing, and they had a section. And it was like a NASCAR thing where it was like a one tire.
Yeah.
And they timed it. And it was like me and Harley, bro. We probably went like 12 times, bro. Just like trying to. And you had to like pull it. It didn't come all the way out, but you like had to pull it and put it back on. And
there's actually a video, probably 10 years ago, of me doing it.
Really?
Yeah, you can see me do it.
Dude, I want to say this, and I said this to somebody the other day, but the fact that the whole like where modifying cars has went from where it started, the reason why it even exists is because of moonshining.
Oh, yeah. It started off.
Because they were trying to outrun the law.
Yeah.
It's just some Southern shit.
Dude, that's why NASCAR is so Southern still.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And they're trying to build it, but like...
They are, and it's fine, but like, even if you just go to a NASCAR
The heart
race,
is here in the South, you know?
It is,
Oh,
man.
yeah, man.
Even if you go to a NASCAR race, you go to drag racing, it's just like...
I also think that's why, like, other, like, F1 isn't as popular as, like, NASCAR in America. Worldwide, it definitely probably is.
It's like you don't realize how much more popular soccer is than football because we're in America.
Yeah,
People
but
just think those cars do circles, right? Okay, like, let's be honest. A lot of people do. But the thing is like, when you get into, like, the technical factors of what they do on these cars, dude, it's insane. The amount of work that goes into it. It's just crazy now because, like, so many fabricator shops and all of that, a lot of people they're gone now because, like, now these cars come in 3 pieces. You got the back, the middle, and the front. Now, might have to check my knowledge on that. I think it might be 2 pieces, not 3. But they come from maybe 1 or 2 manufacturers. When the car gets damaged, they send them that, and that's what they get. There's no more modifying, welding, none of that. It's taken out tons of jobs. I don't know in that time when the new generation car came out, but I don't know if you notice on Facebook Marketplace, a lot of machine type equipment like was for sale because all that was getting closed down because they shut it all down. Like, a lot of shops got closed. I remember, like, even when I was in NASCAR Tech, I went to a race and my instructor was walking out. Like, it was just starting. And I said, "Aren't you going?" He goes, "This isn't NASCAR anymore." Like, even at that time, you know, because, like, he saw another time when it was, like, actually, like,
super stock cars, like,
super technical.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to be you know, but now it's like every car is supposed to be the same. And
There's
now
a
they're
formula.
Yeah.
And they
I don't know, man. It's just changed so much.
So
and it's
did you want to work in NASCAR? Was that the dream, or did you
so
go strictly for the knowledge of, like, tuning and learning shit?
now I would love if I could, man, honestly, like, if I could be on J.R. Crosby's hip, which is the guy, he's in Utah, famous tuner that taught me everything I know about tuning. Like, if I could attach myself to his hip and learn more, hands down, man, I would love to tune for a living. Like, I love that shit. But in the beginning, like, me and my friend Stephanie, we went to NASCAR Tech together, and, like, really good friend of mine. And when we moved from Utah, she worked at the Volvo dealership I worked at. We came back after college, like, to moved here, and we're like, okay, like, we're gonna get into NASCAR, dude. It's just things don't add up, money doesn't add up. Like, it's crazy, like, how it works, you know. Like, Will, he's
Probably
a
a
data
lot of
logger.
who you know.
Oh
too.
yeah, hands down, bro, hands down. Like,
Lot
I've
of
seen
politics.
applications go right in the dumpster, like, right after they drop it off. But it's just, the goal was to get into NASCAR, and it didn't work out, and that's okay. Like, I'm happy where I'm at, you know. Like, a lot of traveling, a lot of that, and, like, if you think about it now, like, presently where I'm at, like, I love coming home. I can do what I want on my stuff, and that's what I like to do. More or less, like, side work and stuff, I really want to get away from, unless it's tuning. Like, I tune a lot of people all over. Like, lately, it's been people in California with M20s I've been tuning. Like, like you said, data log, send an email over.
Emails.
Then I get on my TV and I revise it right there. I'm eating Cheetos on the couch, man, and send that shit.
But
right
a lot of
back to
people,
them.
Hell yeah, that's
one of the
fire.
coolest things I've heard Broc talk about is actually how he tuned a, what was it, $2 million Testarossa?
Yeah, that was really cool, man. And
A
like,
Testarossa, which is a Ferrari for the non-car people, but a legendary Ferrari.
yeah, super cool car. And dude, like, talk about a butt pucker though when you're playing.
Oh,
with
I'm
that
sure.
management
I'm
system.
sure,
Yeah,
dude.
That's another thing with JR.
When I
like,
see those at those crazy car shows that I go to, like behind, ropes and stuff, I'm like, all the people standing around with their cameras, I'm like, yo, I get so nervous, bro. I don't want someone to fall or.
well, dude, they're telling me, like, I asked him, like, who tuned this car before? And he goes, well, that's kind of a story, but long story short, they're like, the guy that runs, like, Motec for NASCAR, like, he is the diagnostic guy for NASCAR because it's fuel injected now, has been for years. Like, he had his hands in there, and a lot of the certificates were locked. That's why I had to call JR. He gave me, access to all of that. And we got in there, and, it's crazy, dude. To play with that amount of money, man. That's why, I said, like, dude, I need you in on this with me. Like, I can't do this alone. Like, I have to have you in there. Like, this is a lot of money. This is the company I work for. This has to be perfect.
Yeah.
And that stuff got trailered down to CES Motorsports on a dyno tune, tons of money. And it's crazy.
CES is in Charlotte. They
Yeah.
work on a lot of BMWs, really mainly BMWs.
Yeah.
So we were talking about this earlier. We were talking about he likes old cars because of how much easier it is to work on. So we started talking about newer cars when we started talking about like G80s and G82s and really all the newer BMWs. They all have their ECU locked.
So tell me what an ECU is. Because
It's the computer for your car.
It's basically like,
stupid.
basically take your brain,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, out, and that's what runs like, that tells it when to fire the fuel.
Okay.
Tells it everything.
Timing, your inputs, like, okay, like
It's
you're
always logging
everything.
information, always.
Okay.
They're
I'm
smarter
talking
than
to
we
you,
are.
right? So, like, I'm an input to you, right? And then your
And I'm
response.
listening.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm an input. I'm a sensor. Okay, like I'm a mass airflow, like telling like how much air a car is getting, right? Okay, and then the computer gets that information, and then based on the data it gets, voltage signals, it actuates what to do with fuel, timing, all of that.
It verifies everything too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this isn't
We could
right.
get super into this, like, because I'm a nerd with this, man.
Yeah.
So-
but like, pulse width modulation is timing on how long an injector is open for, right? Like the spray, how long it's open for. The more throttle you want, if depending on the application, naturally aspirated, boosted, whatever it is, and when you're tuning, you command it, okay, I need you to be open more, because you're watching the wideband, which monitors like air fuel ratios. You have to have the right balance.
Which throwing more fuel to a car,
Yeah.
Brenton, makes it a little bit faster.
Okay.
If you lean out a
Yeah.
car, you'll blow the engine. I rather run like, some tuners like are conservative. Some are more like, if this is what you want, like I have people, if they're like, I want more power, I'm like, sign this waiver online.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
have
more power
you know.
is always putting more stress onto every component. I mean, you're talking about your drivetrain, your motor, your transmission. So, like, there's good power and then there's bad power. People go too far. You have to reinforce things. You have to build things in order for it to handle the kind of power you're throwing to it. So, like, there's things you can do to a car that are not a crazy amount.
So-
it's like, it's okay.
So you was telling me the G80s. There's
Yeah.
only like a few people in the world that can touch them.
Right
or
now-
not touch them, but like get
Unlock
into
them.
Yeah.
To tune it.
So
yeah.
what do you mean? Like, is that like jailbreaking an iPhone?
Basically,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically
Very good-
in a
very good,
simplest form,
analogy.
yes. Yeah.
So
for
okay, so you gotta like
Yeah.
figure out how to download an application to get this application to respond to this.
Yeah. My knowledge is like probably, 6 to 8 months old, but the last I heard, there's only like 1 or 2 people that can unlock those.
And that's true.
And they're in Europe.
They're in Europe, and I remember at the time, whenever the G80s first came out, all my friends who were getting their cars tuned, they were taking it to a shop. They take the ECU out, and I know Sweden is the big place for it right now, but they were actually sending their ECUs at the time, like during the height of the war with Russia, to Ukraine. Because there was a company in the Ukraine
I
that
didn't
was,
hear about this.
yeah, there was a company in the so people were not getting their ECUs back, and I'm talking they were paying $2,000 just to
You
Just to
can't
get
you
it
can't
done.
use your shit when that's out, right?
no,
You're done, man.
Yeah,
that's
you're
like,
done.
That's like taking your brain out. You're done, man.
Yeah.
And then a new one's however much money.
Oh, stupid.
You might as
Yeah.
well just
I don't
buy a
want to
new
know what
car at
that.
point.
You want to call Northlake real quick, bro?
I don't want to talk to Northlake. I've done enough talking with
Oh
Northlake.
man, yeah, it's
But yeah, it's insane. And you were telling us that there was a guy who was very prominent in that area where he would come to the shop, get all the ECUs
But
he
that's
needed
kind of
tuning.
fire too.
Yeah,
They're
so
hand
they-
It's
delivering
like
you.
black market
dude.
shit.
They
it feels
fly.
like.
They fly in. They get the ECUs, and they make their runs probably all over North America.
Yeah, it's not
and then
shipping
they
through the
fly
mail.
back.
Yeah.
It's not shipping through the mail, bros.
They come and get them.
Flying to the U.S., taking it back, doing what they need to do, and then flying it back.
Yeah, they fly back into Europe.
I don't
and
think
then,
it's like that anymore. I think they're more advanced with it now.
I'm just telling you, that guy, that figured that out, I guarantee became a millionaire overnight or close to it.
For sure.
If you were the one guy and everybody wants that, supply and demand.
He's like the fucking hacker with all the lights and shit on
he
him.
like the dude who took the diabetes
Dude, that's
pill.
how good, like, I
And
wish
bought the
I
Wu-Tang
could get.
album.
Like, hands down, man. There's just so much. Like, Hendel and Cademan, like, they see me tuning that Ferrari, and they're like, dude, you need to try this, you need to try that. But I can't remember. I'll have to look at the Instagram message, but Jared, Cademan, and Ryan sent me some stuff. Like, MHD opened up, like, a thing now where you can, like, if I remember in the video, like, I saw the field tables, you can adjust all that. That's what I need, man. Now we can go to work. But there is so much more, like, okay, like my M20, dude, there's no VVT actuation. There's none of that, right? So there is so much more that comes into play. I know for a fact on a GT500, there's like 20 to 30 fuel tables to play with.
Which is so crazy to me, too, because, like, my knowledge is, like, I take my shit to the tire shop, and some dude I went to high school with is under my shit changing my oil.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, walk out 20 minutes later and I keep it pushing.
If you know how to change your tire and do your oil and basic stuff like that, you have an advantage over like probably
95% of the people.
I want to say 95, man. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like And here's
the thing.
It's
I would say it's a big jump, but
there's a lot of people. I know how to change mine.
Yeah.
Right. But for $120, I can take it to my friend, hang out with him for a little while, and he changes it, and I don't even got to get dirty.
Yeah.
And I can be in his air-conditioned shop.
I'll tell you a funny story,
You know what I mean? So, like, knowing and doing are two different things.
Yeah, see, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a wrench head for
I had this Honda Accord, and I got the oil changed one time, and they didn't reset my oil thing. Like the oil life, like the meter.
The service interval.
And I was 17, 18 at the time. I was older than that, you know what I'm saying? But again, not a car guy. Like, change the oil when the light pops up and says engine oil low,
service engine. Yeah.
So whatever. So Gabe, you don't know our homie Gabe. That's like my best friend. Like, we used to just hang out at the coffee shop and make beats on the computer. That's what we did. The first time he ever came to my house, I was like, bro, pull up on me. I'll drive us to the coffee shop. We'll hang out. Da-da-da-da-da. I get home. I go inside for a minute. I don't know how long I needed, like how long it has been since the oil change, because like I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Like it's just been out of my mind.
Bad, bro. You need to watch that.
Listen, bro. Went to start the Honda, cuz blew up. Like I was like, what the fuck just happened?
See, that's the thing too. Like,
and it was dry. I mean, it was dry.
You want to talk about like oil changes and oil? So I did this oil class back in Utah with this guy Glenn. He owned Parts Connection, dude. This old guy, so fucking smart. Like, I learned so much from him back in the day. But I did this oil class with it's called Joe Gibbs Racing Oil. That's what I run in my E30, right?
Shout out to Joe Gibbs.
They have a lot of zinc in their oil, which is really good for racing applications, severe driving. Zinc is, dude. Okay, so zinc is.
When I had COVID, my grandma brought me some zinc and was like, "This will make you feel better."
Yeah, that's something your grandma did for sure.
Two days of some zinc, and I was feeling all right.
Different thing, but
okay,
zinc.
Because that was the first thing.
Okay, so
they're dropping zinc tablets in the gas.
Zinc is an unburnt hydrocarbon. For people that don't know, and hydrocarbon is like fuel, basically. Like, I'm going to keep it as simple as I can. But, like, that damages catalytic converters, it damages oxygen sensors, and it's damaging to the environment, right? So what they're doing with the oil now is they're taking all the zinc out, and they're putting a lot of detergents. Detergents is what's in, like, transmission fluid. You ever played with transmission fluid? Your hands get super clean?
Personally, Broc, I've never messed with a trans.
Well, me neither, man. So we're both on the same page here.
Again,
man.
Not a car guy though.
No,
not a car guy.
Anyways, but like, they're taking all that out because it's damaging, right? Okay, so it's emissions. So what they're doing, like, dude, that's the shit that protects your engine, man. Like, zinc is very crucial, right? Mm-hmm. And they're taking all that out because of the emissions. Like, if you were to pour old school oil, like high zinc concentrated oil, okay, out on a white piece of paper, and then you take this new stuff and it's like lighter. You'll see the color. Like, dude, some oils used to be like really dark and this new stuff. So like if you were to,
almost, it's like yellowish clear.
correct, because zinc in color form is dark, like it's a dark color, right? So like if you pour those out, you'll see the difference. But that's why I run, like, technically, if you want to get like really legally with it, you're not allowed to run those oils on the main road, right? So like,
who's gonna check that?
No,
dude,
but,
that would have to go down like some super holes. Like,
okay,
they would
so
have
so let me
much,
ask you
right?
this: as a person that pays more money for the better oils, is it worth it getting Liquid Moly and Motul?
Okay, I don't know. Like, I run Liquid Moly in my F80.
I do too.
And I do it because
Motul.
Cademan and all them tell me. And I've seen it. And it does have zinc in it. And I don't know. I can't tell you specifications, how much, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But from my experience, you get what you pay for with certain things. Like, we talked about that, right? I'm all about quality. Like, my E30 has been running strong for 8 years. And I've beat the living hell out of that car. And it is still going. And I think it is... one of the things is because of the oil I run, man. Like, dude, zinc sticks to the cylinder walls. It sticks. It's like the lobe on the cam. Like, it's not like glue, but like it's the protectant, dude. Yeah. Because like, if you want to think about it, like you have clearances on the crankshaft, right? The crank is literally like, in all technicality, like this is like dramatic, but it's floating on oil. Mm-hmm. The oil is what is the barrier between metal on metal, right? So, like, that's why they tell you, like, wait for your car to be warm, wait, because it expands, right? And it gets thicker, right? So, like, that's what they tell you. Like, you got to run good oil, man. You got to do your oil changes. Like, the daily, change it every 3,000, call it a day. Emissions now, the oil consumption, consuming oil process, like, they're having you do 10,000-mile interval services on these cars, right? That's insane to me. That's insane to me. I know technology in oil has advanced, and a lot of that can go longer, but dude,
no
that
shit.
is insane to me.
That is
to go 10,000
I think I've been
miles.
running MD 2020 in my cars. I just pull up and you're like
2020,
whatever
dude,
that shit is.
020, 020.
Mad Dog 2020, bro.
They say in our cars,
you know,
they say in the F80s, like you don't have to change it for every 10,000 miles.
So what's the difference between synthetic?
I
and
change
regular
mine
oil?
every 4 or 5.
Conventional is like
Conventional.
Yeah, conventional is like a base. And then synthetic has been like, man, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know why augmented is coming into my brain. I'm being retarded.
Who knows, Brock? I've learned throughout this podcast that you are
a nerd.
A little bit smarter than I am.
100%.
I'm a nerd, dude. Like, not everything.
It's
like,
just cool, bro. I like because Trevor's the same way.
We don't talk about shit like this on this podcast.
Dude,
this is different. I like it.
It's like, I don't know. It's the same passion, bro. It's a passion. It's what you enjoy doing.
Okay, so like here's the thing.
And I know a lot about cars, but then there's people like this.
But
I don't know everything, dude, and I'm sure a lot of my information can be tested. You know,
but there's something about sitting and like listening and like learning shit that you didn't know that's like fun and
dude.
And great. You know,
I'm a humble person. Like, I am a information gatherer. I don't know it all, but I'm just telling you like from what I know. You know, like I don't know, man. All I know is like, the intervals are too high on cars, in my opinion, and it's all mandated by the EPA.
And
because it's the consumption of how much oil these cars are using. There is an oil tax on
it helps
V8s
the dealerships whenever their fucking motors blow up.
Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on new cars, man.
Dude, they are designed to break, so you have to pay a service bill.
I just feel like new cars today you buy, and they're built cheaper than older cars, you know?
They are.
Like
there's no question.
Now, most
of them are made of plastic.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's what blows my mind too. Like
plastic.
Yeah.
You're riding in a plastic box with plastic engine components
now
and all kinds of plastic shit.
A lot of that stuff, like body-wise, okay, like how it's designed, like Volvos, okay, like they're designed like, dude, you can get. There was this. This is like facts, like straight up. This lady rolled off a cliff with her child in the back of an XC90. She rolled off this cliff 15 times, rolled, opened her door, got out, grabbed her kid, walked away.
I've always heard that Volvos, BMWs, and what else?
I think it's Subaru.
I've always heard Volvos and BMWs are the safest cars on the road.
Yeah, I don't know the statistics.
I've always heard that my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw my brother roll an M5 and rolled it so hard that it went through trees.
See, but if
and
I was...
he came out with a scratch on his...
Shout out to Taylor, too. I actually hit him up today on Snapchat.
Really?
They're redoing this building on 70.
Yeah.
And it's been a shitty building forever, bro. And, like, they're fixing it, bro. And it's been, like, a week and a half. I hit him up. I was like, hey, bro, y'all Dude, killing that shit, bro. That shit looks like a brand new building.
My brother, he's the reason why I got into BMWs, but he rolled an M5 probably 20 times. I mean, turn it into a tin can, like a fucking can you would stomp on. He came out with a cut on his nose.
Dude, my buddy Will.
And this was an older one. 2008. It was the E60 with the V10.
See, if you were to do that in an E30, I don't need, man.
You're
toast,
dead.
Man.
You're dead.
Gone.
You're dead.
Yeah, see,
but if you do that in an F80...
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Okay. Dude, he said that like a cocoon of airbags.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He was surrounded by airbags. Everywhere you could think of.
I wish Dale had that.
Even like my 93 Volvo, they have this, it's called SIPes, Side Impact Protection System. Like, it's crazy how much, even on a 93, man, the technology in them is crazy.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't think new cars are built to, like, they're throwaway.
Yeah, they are. They don't last as long as they used to.
No, and that's what's crazy to me.
They want people to trade them in when they get 100,000 miles and get no money for them, and then sell it to somebody for a lot of money, and then
I don't know.
It's just different now.
I just think quality. Oh, look at the. Okay, like
Service
you guys remember
hearing is a business.
Remember hearing all that stuff? Was it Boeing?
Oh yeah, about the
all that, the quality control. Dude, I had a neighbor that had, it was one of their family members that worked for that plant, and they got transferred before this happened, but like they were saying like, yeah, I believe it. Like, it's crazy, dude. They're just trying to get these out.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. I think quality just all around, like, I don't know what happened during, COVID or where it started really. Like, honestly, we're all going to agree it's probably around that time, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Just quality kind of just went down the shitter.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to get my shout outs real quick, Brock. We've been talking too much. I forgot to shout out everybody, man. Shout out to KG, Eddie's Pizza, Daytona Beats, Party Mike.
He with the kids tonight.
Mud Brothers Vintage, Wit. Shout out to Brock for pulling up, man.
Thanks for the invite, man.
You're nice on the mic, man. It's cool seeing like shout out to Jamie too, man. Jamie killed it. The last episode we did, or not the last one, but a couple episodes ago. It was my homie, man. He pulled up first time on the mic, did a great job.
You did good?
Yeah,
dude,
he did good.
It's kind of nerve-wracking at first, you just got to, I don't know. It's easy with like you guys, like it's, cuz you just flow. It's just
I always
easy.
tell people they're like
it's like we're not even here.
They're like, what are we going to talk about, or what questions are you going to ask me? And I'm like, I don't want to interview you. Like I want to talk to you. We're going to sit down, we're going to have a conversation. Like that's
just
what
like
we're doing.
We would outside with a beer, like it's the same thing. Just talking with a friend.
Yeah, cool. So it's like it's cool when people just understand it.
Well, I'm giving a shout out to Empowered Performance.
Thank you,
my man, Cademan.
Yeah, they should be a sponsor too. Empowered.
We should get him on the pod. Y'all should.
We should, dude.
Bro, we should actually do a podcast at Empowered.
Make a sticker right here.
That's actually great. I've got a bunch. I've got a bunch in the car.
Got a bunch in the car?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ran out, unfortunately.
Dude,
no, that would be cool. We should pull up and do a little pod in the garage around some cool cars.
We definitely
let you.
Bro, bring a couple of the car dudes around. Get Brock, a couple more homies. They could just sit in the back.
Yeah,
it'd be cool.
We got to get a podcast with Parker too. I feel like that would be fun.
Parker would be cool. You'd have to, man. Who else was with us last night? Was it what was his name with the Porsche?
Oh, Alex.
Alex, I like Alex, man. He's really
dude. Alex is.
I like Alex.
So, well, we saw last night there was a guy being a dick to Alex.
Yeah, I didn't like that too much. The first time it was all right.
But you know how you might clown someone for a second? Like you clown me, like if I don't wear socks.
I looked. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like this guy did that, and it was like, ha. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. And then the next thing
so he's jealous of him.
Absolutely. And Alex is one of the nicest people.
Yeah, bro. You either jealous or you want to fuck. That's the only time. That's the only time you do that. You do that to a girl, like, "How you playing? You this,
dude. Like, this guy, like, he was also friends with people we were there with. And at one point, he looked at me and was like, "Is this your brother?" And I was like, not by blood, but he's my brother. You know what I mean? And it's like, I wanted to be like, hey, man, you got a fucking problem with him or not? Like, do you want to fucking...
If he would have kept going...
I was getting there, dude, and that's why I was like, let's just fucking leave.
Look, I got to tell you, man, like, sorry to, like, cut you off real quick, but, dude, like, even when I was building my E30, like, I was one of those people asking questions and stuff, you know, like...
There's a right and wrong way to do it, though.
Well, dude, like, people made fun of me, you know, like, I had racing seats and a harness and everything in my car before it was fast,
that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about being approaching somebody.
No,
like,
yeah. Like,
do it and say hello.
This guy don't even know Alex.
Yeah, you know, like, don't...
No, he doesn't know
don't
anything.
Be a weirdo.
Dude, honestly, I like a big factor of, like, I like Alex's, like, his track experience, like, what he's done. Dude, like, hands down, I've done NASA. I did NASA for, you know, a few years, and I loved it. I learned a lot about driving, learned a lot about how to control a car, things like that. And that's what I like, you know, like,
yeah.
And he seems like a, you know, he's
dude,
more little, like, quiet, kind of chill guy.
Very quiet. It took me a long time to get used to him because, like, you got this kid who's got the most insane cars that exist.
Yeah. Just came from what meet before he came to the one we were at, which is dude, like if
he got invited to the McLaren reveal like party. He's
high end, like nice deal, and then you show up to like some I don't know, man. Like I've never
ghetto
been to
shit
just
like
to hang
that.
out with the homies.
Yes, and the thing about Alex is that he is really into cars. He knows how to drive. For one thing, he can drive, and another thing is that's what he wants to do with his life, and his family just happens to have money.
He wants to drive? Is that what he wants
Absolutely,
to do?
dude. And he should. He's the perfect size for it. He's young. He has access to exclusive events and things that will teach him.
How did he get, if you don't mind me asking, like just word of mouth or he knows people or how did that work?
I honestly don't know. And, you know, Alex is a quiet guy.
Yeah.
So, not to cut you off again, but this kind of ties in. Like, as I get older, you know, we're the same age. So, like, when I meet people, I kind of like, I'm big on like, I'm big on like seeing somebody's moxie, bro. Like you know, like you gotta have like a aura and like someone will tell you everything you need to know about them,
dude. It's
makes
like
sense.
Trevor. Like at first, you know what's weird about life too. You're probably gonna agree with this. The people you meet, you're like, oh, he's probably a dick, or oh, they're probably this and that, and then they become like really good friends, right?
Yeah, most of the
that's
time.
just how it is. The people you judge, man.
And there's a difference too between you're like, oh no, I know he's a real piece of shit. There's a difference between like, oh, he's an asshole.
Dude, I've met people like
oh
that.
no, I know he's a real piece of shit.
I've met people
and it's different. It's different.
I've met people that I idolized that turned out to be trash, dude.
Yeah,
you know
don't meet your heroes. They say.
I don't know, man. It's like that guy last night. I don't know, man. I got made fun of so much, and then it's like, honestly, a piece of my car got built on revenge to shut assholes up like that.
Yeah.
And dude, I remember being on. I don't do this a lot, but it's happened like twice. But I was on Facebook, and this kid was asking about like a front lip on an E30, and he was like getting shot down by this one kid. I can't remember his name, but he was being like really rude, man. And I shut that kid up. Like, it got out of control, like, to the point, like, oh, like, your parents, this, that, or, you know, like, I feel bad. I really do. And if he's watching this, I'm sorry, bro. But, like, honestly, like, you took it too far, man. Like, dude, we were those kids.
Dude, you know
we
how
looked
many
up to people with cars.
Yeah.
Don't be like that. Teach them. Make them evolve, man. Let
Show
them
them
be
why.
better.
Show
when
them
we're
why.
gone, who's going to take care of our old cars when we're gone?
Show them
man?
why this is right and this is wrong.
Yeah.
You know how many people
Let it
reach
be a
out to
right,
me
good community.
with stupid questions?
Dude, I just don't know.
Every day of my life on Instagram is stupid questions. And I make videos about those stupid questions and people still ask them. I'm not mean to those people.
You answer them, right?
I
And you're
do. I
nice
answer
about
them, and I'm not mean to those people. And if it gets to a point where there's too many people asking the same question, I don't answer everybody. I make a video about it, and then I post it.
Yeah.
So you
then
can all
everybody
see,
gets it.
and I can explain, and it's not just typing. But you just can't be mean to those people.
Dude,
They're people, dude. They don't know. Like, you think they're stupid.
But that's also part of the internet where it's like, you do lose a sense of like real life, bro. Like
You
just
do.
commenting on
People
somebody,
hide
like,
under hide behind the screen, man. I don't know, man. Like
I've dealt with a lot of that.
I cannot stand that shit.
But
because I was that person.
There's like there's pros to that too though, where like you can comment under someone who you look up to, and maybe they respond, or someone else responds and tells you what you ask. You know, like
happens a lot.
One
that
of the
does
biggest
happen too. It's just you gotta fight the bullshit also. Like it's
okay. I can't remember what
it's
is
like
it.
getting in the ocean.
Street
bro.
Outlaws.
Yeah.
Okay, you ever watch that?
Yeah.
Okay, my buddy Brad Jepson, PPC Brad is his Instagram handle. Okay, super famous. He's got like one of the fastest GTRs. He holds the record. He went off the line, accidentally activated his chute, and I can't remember. Like, you'll have to look this up to correct me if I'm wrong. But like, dude, I think he ran like a stupid like fast number, deployed the chute on launch, and still ran like a stupid number on a quarter mile. And like, he was on the Outlaws, and he was telling me on Instagram while he was there, he's like, these people are dicks, bro.
Yeah.
And they were saying, like, one of the girls that races one of the Chevelles, they're like, the guy was talking, I can't remember the guy's name, like one of the famous dudes. And he was like, well, she's never lost to one of these GTRs. And he interrupted right as he said that. And he's like, she's about to. He had enough. He never does that shit, bro. Like, he's like me. Like, you never, like, you don't snap a lot, right? Like, you can take a lot. You can press my button. And he snapped, and he was like, they are dicks. And he smoked them, bro.
Yeah.
And they were talking all this mad shit. And he was like, I will never go back on this shit ever again. Like,
Yeah.
all of them are all about this drama bullshit. Social media's got to their head.
It's what sells the show.
I got this one.
Well, of course, yes.
I got this one very toxic trait where like I can't take a lot of shit, and like shit won't make me bad. So you can say whatever, but like I know, like when I got a person like something really, I'll say it. I'm like, yo.
Dude,
and then they can't handle it.
That's why this, and then they blow
and then
up,
you're
and
the
then
dick
I'm like,
for it. You're the
like,
dick for it.
Yeah, and
that's
then I'm
how
the
I
asshole,
am, man.
And I'm like, okay, well,
Dude,
see, you went this far. And
you
then,
can press my button so far, and then, dude, I promise you though, when I blow
that's
up,
what I.
and
it's
if
like
I-
a screaming
know
kid in an
things-
But my thing is
Albertsons
like, okay,
grocery
here's the
store.
line. If you want to get to the line, fuck the line.
Yeah.
I'm going 10 times past it.
Yeah, bro. I'm
Because
taking
like
it to a
if
new
we're,
level.
If we're playing, let's play. You know.
Yeah. You wanted to go there, but you didn't want to go there.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, no, I know all
now
about
I'm
that.
the asshole, and
All I'm saying
happens a lot.
is I've learned that as I get bigger on the internet, that I can't really respond to everybody, and I have a problem with that. I lose people over that because I start talking shit back, and I know that like I'm here and these people are watching. They're not even a part of it, bro. They're just watching.
That's true.
And they're talking
You
shit
also
because
gotta
they're
think
miserable.
People talk shit. Why? Because they're either jealous.
You also got to think
or
about
what?
the one person who is commenting positive stuff and asking you questions.
Dude,
and
you
you're
don't
never,
think about it.
And
You
you're
don't.
never responding to him. And
I
they're
actually,
like, damn.
I actually do a lot of times.
And they're like, damn, he wants to argue with all these people, but he can't answer, like, where'd you get your front lip?
Dude, it's
I
just
talk to people about it. I am nice to people like that, but I also know that it looks weird when you're the person that's posting the content that's got 100,000 views and you're fucking like defending yourself in the comments. Like, you have the ability to put something up there that 100,000 people will watch. You're not like these other people. Like,
if that was me, man, I like all the hate that comes with that. Like you've told me
gets to
about,
me, dude.
Oh, I know it does. I
gets
don't
to
know
me.
how you deal with it, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't have a big group follower. I don't have a lot of videos on my E30. There's a few out there, and I'm sure there'll be more, some pictures and whatnot and all that. But like, dude, it's like a fake world, man.
it is. It's a world where people are less afraid of consequences.
If all the negative stuff, like, you know, we've talked about it off, you know, this, and it's like, dude, I would just mute it out. I couldn't, like, the
I've gotten
stuff
to
you've
that
told
point.
me about with, you know, the modifications to your car, you know, some of them you told me about and we've talked about it. Like, I wouldn't care. If I
Hey,
liked it,
drive that shit off a cliff with
if
that wing
if I
on
like it, I'd do it. Dude, my car,
I've always wanted a car with a big wing. Don't tell me I can't have a 500 horsepower car with a, like the wings.
but I
long.
also understand your point is like, you don't want the irritation of people, but dude, don't let people like run that for you, bro.
Well,
Like
here's where it all started. So like I see that and it's like funny, and all the people comment and don't even have a post on their Instagram because their life is miserable, or maybe it's not, or maybe it's bots, maybe whatever. You start seeing that a lot, and I'm thinking like, I don't really care what the person who doesn't have this says.
yeah.
But it also invites all the other negativity. Like it's a whole like the energy that gets put on there, it gets invited. It just people tack it on. It's easier for you to talk shit to someone whenever everybody else is. So it just invites negative energy over and over and over and over again. And my thing is that I built this car to a point where I had all this support. All these people in the comments are having discussions.
Yeah.
And real-hearted discussions that mean something. And now it's just like
Negative.
TikTok type of comments about this or that. And I didn't want that anymore, dude. I built like an F80 community with my stuff, and I start seeing all this. And the worst part about it is I know that I can post about that and get a ton of attention. It's all negative, though. But whenever you start seeing the YouTube monetization go up like, oh, I'm making this much money this month off of this just because I've been talking shit to people about a wing. And what sucks is that you do that and you make more money and you get more views, but then those people that came along because they really loved your content, and
they go away.
They go away.
Yeah.
So my thing about the wing is that
I'm gonna stay the course, man. Just stay the course. Do it right. Just
taking
stay the
it
course,
off,
man.
That's what he's trying to do.
Everything.
I get
all
both
the basic
sides.
life lessons that we learned as a child, bro. Work hard. Treat people the way you want to be treated. The 10 Commandments, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, it's easier.
Just stay the course. Do the right thing.
It's easier to say negative stuff than it is positive.
Bro, you know how many posts a day I see
just
that I want to talk shit on? But I'm like, I'm not that human being, so I don't. I just scroll past it.
Okay, my question is...
My opinion's not needed. There's a million other people doing it.
Why is it so easy to be more negative than it is positive?
I don't know.
Why do you have to be negative?
You don't do it in real life, though.
Is it the heat that you've got internally inside of you just got to get out? What is it?
But you don't see Trevor in real life and be like, hey, fuck that wing, bro.
Nobody ever said something
they'll never
bad.
say it to your face.
Like,
it's because you're always behind a screen. We're behind a screen.
That's what I'm saying.
It was always in person. It was always, well, this is way better than I thought it was. Or, I love the wing, man. Like, I love... Because I just didn't want my personality to be the fucking wing on the F80 guy. Like, I had to get rid of it.
Like, but you still got it because we got 2 trunks.
You still got it. You got 2 trunks, man. I'm just saying.
And I can throw that shit on
I'm just saying, man, like, you do what you want to do.
Wait till Trevor pulls up with the no trunk M3.
A no trunk? Dude, that'll be a thing. Everybody be doing it.
Y'all motherfuckers gonna be sick.
That's a skit, bro.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm so over, like, the internet shit. I haven't even posted a YouTube video in a long time.
You got to keep that going because those are cool.
I do because it's actually working. I filmed yesterday.
Yeah.
I filmed
Did you already edit all that out?
No, I haven't got to it yet. So my thing
What'd you
like...
film on?
Just the whole...
Did you take it?
I came by and got it.
Yeah.
I was here.
I never saw you, bro. I came here at...
You lying, bro.
I came here at 2, 3 o'clock.
We filmed all yesterday when we went and did our stuff at Streetcar
Broc's
Takeover.
in it a ton. It's actually
Super
a really cool vlog, but...
See, Trevor's good at that shit, too. Like, I try to vlog. I can't do it.
Dude, I get crazy at
I'm
car
so
meets because I
nervous.
see so much cool stuff I love. It's like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
I go nuts, man.
You
And
should
then I'll
see-
start
I was
telling
filming you do that.
Dude, that's the stuff. I don't know, man. That built stuff, that's what I love.
Also, you see me walking around, like, talking to it
Yeah.
in front of all them people. I don't give a fuck.
Dude,
Yeah.
There's people looking
Vince
and, like...
was doing it.
And he's kind of like where I'm at.
Yeah.
He's got, like, his
He doesn't
thing.
care.
Being creative,
Do your
man.
thing, man.
It's just...
Being
it's
different.
Just the outlet, bro. Like, that's what it is.
Man. I like...
It's just funny, bro, because you put a camera around people and they all start acting weird.
Yeah.
I'm walking around filming, and there's just so many people that they just happen to be on
Well, it was
camera.
like that guy that was with the bets or whatever. That was funny. Did you see like how he looked at you a little bit?
Yeah, he
like,
was getting weirded out a little
Yeah,
bit, and then he just ignored it.
Yeah.
But little does he know I have movie quality footage of him being funny. You know
Dude,
what
that
I mean?
guy was so funny.
That
and
was
then
Unc for real.
that kid that was not the nicest to our friend, but
Yeah.
like he was funny for a minute for sure. That
Nah,
was,
man,
that was hilarious.
I literally everything else about him, I can tell he's a cocky guy. Everything else about him I like, but you start fucking... You pick on my
Leave him
guy for a
alone,
second, I'm
man.
like, whatever. He's just joking with the guy. But, dude, it was just on.
Yeah.
Well, he kept going every time there was a break when they prepped the track, and I was just like, "Hey, I wanted to tell him, dude. Maybe that's my fault for not growing a pair, but I was like, dude, like enough.
I just
bro.
don't like
Are you done? I
confrontation.
wanted to say, are you done? I don't either. That's the problem, man. And then you get it's the
I know
same
I
thing we
can
just
fight
talked
that
about. Your
guy.
button gets hit, and then you finally blow up, and then you're the dickhead.
Yeah.
And I could tell that it was bothering Alex.
Oh, I know it was. That's
Yeah.
why I told him when we were walking up. I said, dude, don't let that guy get to you, man. Like, just
I
let
just
it be.
don't
And
know
I
who
told him
that guy is homies with. I don't know. Like
exactly.
he's
It's
friends
confrontation. No,
he's
you're just
friends
doing
with
an
my
analysis
friends,
for
and it's just
confrontation,
like-
right?
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
Because I
man.
know that if
It's
I
not
was,
worth it. You know, like
it's
in
not
this moment,
worth it.
It's
It's not worth
Look.
it. We're at a ratchet place with ratchet shit going on.
car people, be nice to your community because once we're gone, who's gonna pave the roads?
Hey, especially be nice to the guy who has more money and cars at 22 years old than your whole fucking family has. Like,
I mean,
that might be why he was being mean to him.
it's jealousy, bro.
Don't
It's
judge the book
jealousy
by
or-
its cover, though.
I
Like,
think that's just how, if you think about it, man, like people with money, okay, like nothing against them, but
Also-
that's just how it sometimes works.
also, like, you don't know that guy.
No,
You know what I
don't.
mean? Like, you don't know him. Like, he could be your best friend if you would just give him a chance. You're really
Could
going to be
be.
jealous. But, bro,
People judge, man. I wish everybody.
I
could
have
just be
friends who
chill.
have Lamborghinis, who got
It's-
GT3s, all the stuff I want. Do you think I felt bad whenever they got it?
I will
I'm
tell
so
you.
happy I got the M3, dude.
I'll tell you one thing that like one guy that like really like made me think the way I do, like be nice, you know, show them what's under the hood and stuff. Like you get those people who are like, nice car, like what's under the hood? No, bro, no, they
I
they
hate
won't
that.
show you.
Yeah.
I talked to
Dude.
the kid at Taco Bell whenever
Yeah.
I'm through the drive-thru.
Chris Spade, right? This guy back in college, he had a Camaro. I can't remember what year, but I mean, dude, modified to the T. This guy, he made good money. If I remember, he trained FBI had a fight. Like he had a whole gym, a warehouse in Mooresville. I don't know where he's at now. Like I have him on Facebook. He's married and stuff, but I don't think he has this car anymore. But Camaro's stupid. I got videos of it back in the day, but I walked in, I'm like, dude, such a nice car. Like, I love it. He's like, thanks, man. You're like, you want to see what's under the hood? That's the shit.
Yeah,
that's the
fire.
shit right there.
Bro.
That's how you treat people. Who care? I don't care, you know, what you have, who you are. You know, like, if you want to talk, if you're nice to me, I'll be nice to you.
That's all it is, man.
That's
Whenever
all it
I got
is.
the M3, I remember I was going to get some fast food one night. There's all these kids in the parking lot. They're like, pull over here.
Yeah.
So I pull over and I start talking to them. One's like, dude, can you take me for a ride? Sure. Get
Yeah.
in. Friggin' hammer it, dude.
Yeah.
Scare the shit out of this kid. I'm like, what are you being mean for? You were
Local
that kid at one
podcast host
dude,
Trevor
I was
Newman
that kid.
kidnaps a kid.
Dude,
at
Joseph
Big Lights parking
Williams.
lot.
I think his name's Joseph Williams. He did those shots of my car with the rollers that they
Yeah.
just did. He was like, dude, can I get a ride like when we're done? I'm like, absolutely, man. Like,
Dude.
and he loved it.
Those
Hell yeah.
people that
That's
you're
fire.
being mean to, like,
You're gonna ruin it for him, man.
those are the people.
That are gonna exchange, be us.
Exactly.
They're gonna be in these seats one day.
They're the kids that were you at one point,
Yeah.
dreaming about having what you have. That's it.
See,
a
and
fact.
like my buddy Sean, I told you that got me into cars. Like, dude, I was the annoying neighbor kid. Like, he's 5 years older than me, so like he had his friends over, and you know how it goes.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like, oh, here he comes again.
But he
you
took
know?
care of you, you know? Like,
But now, dude, me and him are buddies. I fly out back to Utah. He was my neighbor, you know, where my parents had their house right there. Fly out. He's a manager for Solitude Ski Resort. Gets me free tickets. Takes me in the cat, and we're best buddies, dude. And
Hell
you,
yeah.
like, it wasn't like that.
that's
But
awesome.
you know, his attitude and everything changed, and we're chill now. You know, like I look
how
up
it
to
is.
him even today. You know, like I'm good in areas and he's better in others. You know,
Yeah.
like he's an encyclopedia. You know,
I think,
like
I
he
think
knows a lot.
everybody just has to hit a point in life where you realize, like, hey,
It's just getting older, man, which
It's-
sucks. You just wish
Also,
you could
bro,
this is
be
just
that.
what it is. You got to make the most of it, man.
Yeah.
Whenever I have bad days, and I do have them, I've had a little bit of a bad day today. I've been going through some shit. I saw this thing that just reminded me, and I just got in a better mood, but it was, remember whenever you wanted what you have now? That's
Oh,
all it
dude.
said.
No,
That's
dude,
all it
fact.
said. Dude, I used to dream of what I am now. I used to dream of it.
Yeah, you pull your younger self out and just be like, check this out, bro.
Dude,
and
bro,
they'd be like, why are you bitching? Why are you crying
you
about
upset?
this and that and da-da-da? We have
Upset about a
everything we
girl,
ever
upset-
wanted.
bro, like-
anything, man.
Dude, it's like
there's all the other intangibles that like the younger kid doesn't understand.
Well, it's just
you
like
gotta
you
pay
make
the bills
more.
too.
Well,
You know
dude,
what I'm
it's
saying?
you make
It's like,
more,
dude.
you spend more, you do this,
Yeah.
you want that, you always want more, and I guess that's just how
It
it
is,
works.
bro.
I'm trying to figure that out.
it's you always want more. Like that's a human trait.
That's what I'm saying,
I don't
man.
think
Like,
And I can't understand
I don't
people
think it
who
is a
don't
human
want more.
trait. I started to say I don't think it's in everybody. I don't think everybody
It's not.
wants.
It's
No.
not, dude. Because like, there's people who tell me that I'm ungrateful for wanting more,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, you mean you want to get this and that's it forever? Forever, man. You got this one life.
See, okay,
Yeah.
hang on. Like on that, okay, like even with the F80, I tell you, like it's a new car. It's weird for me, right? Like that's why I hesitate with it because I'm into old stuff, you know. Whether it's like modifying it, it's easier, or that's just what I like, right? I feel like that a little bit. Like, dude, I have so much, but it's like, no, I just think kind of like this is what I like. So like you stay there, but
I
like
get that.
also, you
I
know,
get that.
I don't know. That's a weird vibe in my mind because it's like I like every time I get in that car, I'm like, I
Yeah.
like this car. This car's
So-
sick, right? But then it's like I get in my E30 and I'm like, yeah, I'd sell my F80 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, I get that. That's like a material thing.
Yeah.
But for example, like what I'm talking about is if I complain to one of my friends about my job,
Yeah.
this job that's allowed me to change my life, basically, to have the things that I have that I
Yeah.
always wanted. You know, I'm 27. I have a house.
Yeah.
I have had multiple cars.
You
Looking
put food
for-
on the table, you're good to
Whatever
go,
I
man.
need, dude.
Yeah. You've
It's
got
all
it.
good. And the thing is like they think that that's ungrateful for wanting more, but
It's not ungrateful. But you do have to understand that's the work that has to get done.
It's
It is,
you
you know,
wanting
like-
more. You're growing, bro.
Like, you
know?
got to do
Just-
that.
I it's not that I don't like my job. It's just that what if this took off
Well, that-
and
exactly.
I became much wealthier
Mm-hmm.
from sitting here doing a thing as simple as talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Does that not is that not sexy to you?
Oh, I
That's
love
a work smarter, not
that
harder
shit keeps
move,
me
bro.
up at night.
It's
kept
sexy,
me,
dude.
Kept me up at night for years.
It's
Look at
fucking
these two go
sexy,
at
bro.
this,
Like
man.
the idea of it
Where's
is
my
sexy.
popcorn?
The idea of becoming a famous musician, sexy, bro.
I don't
see
have
why
a
everyone
soul.
wants it.
I don't have a
I'm
soul,
just
but
being
whatever,
honest.
whatever that shit that eats inside of me, bro, that just like burns in my stomach. Yeah, bro, like I get it.
So
But
I
at the
don't
same
hate
time,
my job.
I also know I gotta wake up at 4:00 every fucking day and go do this one thing so I can do this shit. When
There
I
are
get done.
so many things I dislike about my job. And lately, yeah, I've been like kind of negative about my job. But I also, when I calm down or I get home and the day's over, I'm like,
Wasn't that bad?
look, okay, like I'm paying my bills. I'm very thankful for the company I work for. There's great people I work with. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, I have a good time, you know,
Yeah.
like, but you know, you get a shitty job or this happens, you know, in my situation.
Dude,
you
See,
just-
I was telling Trevor, bro, I got a
You
broke
know-
dick job. When it's good,
Yeah.
can't beat it. Can't fucking beat it.
yeah.
But when I'm getting fucked, it ain't no good.
Dude,
You know
I've just
what I'm
had
saying?
some shitty jobs right now, like you know, repair wise on cars, and it just like it gets to you, man. Because like, I don't know, when you handle a lot of bullshit all the time, it's just like, oh, another one, another one.
Yeah.
It's
That's how
like,
it
come
is.
on, man.
See-
And then you see everybody else getting kind of easier stuff. It's just kind of annoying sometimes, you know. That's how I feel.
Deal with that
Now,
every day.
if you look in somebody else's eyes, like if you worked across, you know, the shop from me, then it's like, oh, no, man, it's not that bad. Look, I'm doing this. So it's like all about your perspective.
It's
So you just
perspective,
got to
man.
kind of, you know.
I'm trying to perspect this All-Star special, though, boys. It's getting hot in here.
It's getting hot. Are we done
good
here?
convo.
We're about done. Brock, you got to come back, man.
I'll come back.
Appreciate you.
Brock's
coming
good
up,
people, man.
This is
Anytime.
fun.
Open
Anytime.
door, man.
I'll bring. I'll try and get Will on the podcast, and we talk.
sure.
Talked about, you know, some serious NASCAR stuff. If you
Yeah.
want.
That would be really cool.
Get him from
Party
the
Mike's
racing.
Get
gotta
him
be
and
here
Party
for
Mike
that,
in
yeah.
here and
Party
Oh
Mike's
yeah,
gotta
he'll
be
go
here for
crazy.
that.
Yeah, I don't. The last time he did something on the racing table, it's been a minute, so I don't know if they're still doing it or they got busy or what.
Hey.
But you know, life gets to you. But I'll try and get him on. I think he'd be down for this.
Heck yeah, dude.
I could probably get Stephanie in here too. It'd probably be really chill.
Let's do it, dude.
I'm
All
down.
right.
we'll travel too if we need to.
All right, boys.
We got this.
No Look Passengers, episode 64.
64.
64, I
Right
think.
on.
Maybe 5.
It's 65. We put out 63, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
60 something.
Yeah,
60
65.
We'll
It's
look.
65.
We'll put it in
60
there.
something.
We'll put it in
Yeah.
there, ladies and gentlemen.